What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, and today let's start another series on the channel, WRC 8. We're going to start our career mode. It's a game or series of games I haven't played in quite a while. My last rally game was, or at least the last rally game I really got into, was the old WRC 4 back in the PS2. So yeah, it was for the 2004 season of WRC. So yeah, that one is pretty damn old, and let's see. Of course, I'm probably still rusty, but let's see if I still have some resemblance of ability to drive cars fast in not ideal conditions. As you might see, there are a little bit of visual glitches. Those are going to be fixed quite soon into the video. It's just I had the setting in OBS that I had enabled and I didn't realize, so it gets fixed. Some things in the menus might look off for a little bit, but after like the first 5 minutes it will be all fine. As you can see, we have a crew that we have to manage in this career mode. We have objectives as well. Let's try to do those throughout the season, and we do have a calendar feature that we can choose our activities. For the sake of the first two, I didn't enable the tutorial, but still, even if you don't enable the tutorial, the first two events are always training events. I'm trying to get that meteorologist, but I don't have the R&D points available to get him, and you only get those by leveling up. As you can see, starting with our first go at the training circuit, if I can call it that. It's a very short circuit, 500 meters, and we do have to beat that 24.2 time to get the gold medal, which of course earns you the most amount of experience points and of course helps us level up the fastest. First lap around, of course, standing start, you can't beat it right away, but and this one actually took a while to make. I spent like 10 laps or so, I would say, trying to get this one done. We finally got it done though, eventually. And just showing you guys the lap where we got it. Got now to the handbrake, down to second gear, putting the power down as early as possible. This is a front wheel drive car, and we did it in 24.1, so very close to the limit there, but we finally got it done. Yeah, it took quite a few tries, and let's move on. As you can see, got the experience, and we also got a morale boost for our team. Jumping to the second training event, this is more of an oval sort of track. The two corners, and they are quite tight, so the trick for this one is to actually get a bit of angle through the air as you come off the jump, so you can already start rotating the car through the corner. This one, just down to second gear and put the handbrake. Of course we won't get it because again, standing start, but this one I find it much easier than the first challenge, the first training challenge. This one we actually end up getting first try, get ourselves up in third gear through that jump, just to not get too much wheel spin coming out of the previous corner. And now once again, handbrake. Of course the front pushes a little bit because of course front wheel drive, and we get through the line with about 3.5 tenths to spare. So 21.5, got it done, and we're going to claim the experience up to level 2, which grants us 1 R&D point, which we are going to use to unlock the meteorologist. Of course, it's going to provide weather conditions to, of course, depending on the ability of the meteorologist, is going to be accurate or not on his forecasts. And if you keep going left on that same branch, you unlock more stages, because each stage is split by 3. And if I get all those 3 bits, I can get the details in terms of the weather in those 3/3 of a stage, so to speak. Of course, it can still be wrong in case the meteorologist isn't very good, but as you can see down below, we have skill numbers attached to those guys. So the higher the number, the more effective they are. It's basically WRC WRC crew ultimate team, I guess, or ultimate crew, I don't know, but yeah, we're going to get our crew form to deplete a little bit slower with our physical crew member, I actually forgot the name, and of course only selection we have, it's the extreme conditions. Fortunately we don't have to ride those 6 kilometers in Turkey, but we are still in the same car, front wheel drive, the Ford Focus, and in this challenge it's stormy conditions at night and our car is completely gone. Our tires are gone, so no grip from them, we don't have any brakes, or at least the brakes are severely damaged, and it's going to be very hard to do. Fortunately, it's just a very small part of that stage and you have to complete it under the time. As you can see in the top right, we have a countdown starting at 58 seconds, and as you can see in the bottom left, we have our steering is shot, so the car is very unresponsive. Our spare tire is gone, we have very worn front and rear tires, our brakes are gone as well, and our suspension as well. So this track, as you can see, lots of stones, lots of bumps, and a low grip surface, so it's actually very tricky to get done. So we're going to try to do our best to get ourselves through one of those hairpins, and you can see how much I'm struggling to get away with it. I have to just really yank on the handbrake. I'm using handbrake for all of these corners, doesn't matter if it is a left 3 or an hairpin, I'm using handbrake for all of them. I get literally no grip or no stopping power from the brake, so yeah, fortunately for us we can put on the boosters in this last little stretch, and we actually do it with about 1 second to spare. We are successful in the event, and we are going to be able to carry on. We get paid for this, and we get some more experience and also morale for the team for completing it. So let's get ourselves started with the first rally, the Rally Sweden. As you can see, just a short track, just over 5 kilometers as we get to Torsby reverse, and hopefully we can do a good job. It's going to be a very fast start, as you guys can see. Then it tightens up throughout the middle, has a few tricky spots, but hopefully we can navigate through it safely. Just bolting on the power there coming out of the start of the stage, and I actually almost crashed right into this left-hander. I completely forgot how narrow it was, and I just kept the power down, and I almost crashed. I had to steer more than what I'm used to avoid the trees on the outside, because yeah, they can severely damage the car. I'm using, you guys probably saw, but I use like realistic damage settings, so yeah, it is fun. It was a fun start of the stage, very fast, but of course you can see the snow banks and the trees can really punish any mistake we do. We're doing well so far, and we are going to soon show you guys some more highlights, but we are doing well so far. Unfortunately, this is not one of my strong rallies. I'm not really good, at least I found in this game, I'm not really good at the snow. Maybe it's because everything is white, so I don't have as many reference points. I'm not sure. By the way, I can never do this corner correctly, just giving there a bump with my rear bumper there. Fortunately, no damage, or no noticeable damage, fortunately, but yeah, that corner I really struggled with that one for some reason. And unfortunately for us, I was saying, I kept on, yeah, that's a nice one as well. Yeah, just good start to the rally, shows how good I am at this game. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not very good on the snow. We were losing time throughout the entirety of the stage. I didn't gain time on the leaders in any of the sections this stage is divided into. As you can see at the end of the stage, 8 seconds behind Dennis Radstrom. Of course, the overall standings are the same as the ending of the first stage. Moving on to Vargazen Reverse. This one is a bit longer, almost 9 kilometers, and it's a bit more technical. As you can see, also starts getting a bit lighter towards the end. You can have faster flowing corners, but yeah, first corner there we hit the snowbank, so that's going to be a few tenths lost right away. But it is a bit more technical, I would say, than the previous stage. We have to be a bit more careful. The roads also start narrowing a bit more towards the middle of it than in the previous stage. This one we did better though. As you can see, almost landed right on my front bumper. Yeah, maybe I should have lifted off there. But you can see it starts tightening up. There it goes for a right one, a bit on the longish side, opens up on the exit as well, so managed to get going right away. But we actually have a very pretty shot. So right now, coming to the right, we are getting through this left-hander, but to the right we have a very beautiful view of the lake on the right hand side. It was a brief one, but hopefully you guys were able to enjoy that one. Very nice lake indeed, very nice picture if anyone goes there. I actually don't know if these stages are actual real depictions of the stages the guys go through in real life, or maybe they are just made up for the game. I actually do not know. So yeah, if those places and that lake actually exists, that would be a nice picture to view. Another mistake from us there, which I believe it was the only mistake we did. We were actually semi-decent on this stage. We gained time on the leaders in 2 partials. I think that's how those are called, right? Each section, or a section, I guess. So yeah, we gained time in one of them, and we only lost 5 seconds at the end of the stage to Tom Christensen. Dennis Radstrom was leading, lost a lot, and I'm pretty sure he dropped quite a bit, as we're going to take a look at the overall standings in a moment. Yeah, Radstrom drops down to P3. We are 7 seconds away from him, so of course we have also Tom Williams right on our butts. It's going to be a fun battle for that P3 to P5 area. First to the end, or first trip to the garage at the end of the first day. We had a few things to replace or to fix. We fixed our steering, our transmission, engine, and the turbo. Unfortunately, our brakes are still at 95%. That's great. Suspension, I tried to see if I could just get in there. Just why not, right? If I can get everything to 100%, why not? But that would get me time penalty. I don't really want to do that. So let's get ourselves started now with the super special stage, the only super special stage of this rally. And we only have 2 more stages left. This one and Thorsby, the first stage, but now in the correct orientation. So this one is, of course, super special, is very short, and we are going to be able to carry on on board. It's about 3 minutes long, and I actually started alongside one of the Spanish team guys, like the Spanish School Academy, at least according to the livery, but I couldn't quite see him. My mirrors don't quite work. I guess I have to mess with the graphical settings. As that first corner, man, very long left-hander, and when you think you are able to start going on the power, it tightens on you. So it's really a test of your patience. Getting ourselves to another 6 that tightens into a 3rd one, and you need to be careful. I get a little bit wide there, probably lost a tenth or 2, and yeah, just like the last corner. The first and the last corner are very similar. This is also very long, and it tightens into a left 3. So yeah, you can see we got caught out a little bit. Everything is white. I can't tell sometimes where the road ends, if you know what I mean. You have to brake. It's also a very hard braking spot to get right, as we go on a bit of off-roading there. Fortunately, we didn't lose too much time, even though we did lose through our first lap. So in our second lap, we need to be a bit quicker. So you get to the intersection, a bit on the bump there on those hay stacks, I guess, on the right-hand side, but we managed to not get any damage whatsoever. Another wide moment there. Yeah, I just can't spot. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot spot the braking zones. I can't measure my distance because of the snowbanks. Like, I can't see where the road ends by itself. I hope you guys understand what I say. It's coming out to this very long left-hander once again, tightens into a left 3. This one we managed to do properly, and are going to get to the end of the stage. And as you can see, only half a second away from Dennis Radstrom. Radstrom is back on top of a stage. Christensen drops down to P4 actually, so he didn't have the greatest performance, and we get ourselves still in P4. We gain a bit of a distance, almost exactly 3 seconds on Tom Williams, and we caught up to Radstrom, who's only 7 seconds away. Still 7 seconds away, but we did close in on him and on the leaders as well. So now last stage, Thorsby, as you guys can see, 5.5 kilometers, and instead of a fast beginning, now we are going to have the fast ending. So hopefully we can get going, and hopefully we can have a good performance and grab ourselves a podium finish. Going to get started with our stage. Of course, I still had this track fresh in my memory, even though it was the reverse. I still had a few mental notes of what to look for, especially this corner. I actually managed to do it without touching the barrier on the outside this time around, which is great. But yeah, very fun track, of course very short, so if you do a mistake it's very hard to gain back the time, as you don't really have much time to do so, because if you do a big mistake, this corner, by the way, you have a quick right-hander that then goes into a very slow left-hander, so you come out of the right-hander on the left side of the track just to try to get as much momentum through it, and then you have to brake and then go to the right to get the best angle of approach. But it's sometimes not exactly able. I'm not exactly able to do that, so I might have lost at least 1 second to that corner. Could have done it quicker. I recognize that one, and can see a beautiful shot from our helicopters. We get through the line, and look at this. We got ourselves 5 seconds away from the top. Tom Williams, though, what a race from him. Claimed 3 seconds on me, and we jumped Radstrom, but Williams jumps us. So by 2/10, look at that, just less than 2/10, we can't get a podium on our first rally, which is a shame. I really wanted that one, and I was very happy when I saw I beat Radstrom, but then I saw Williams getting second place, and yeah, it was very tight indeed. But nonetheless, we are going to still claim a top 5, which is great. I'm really happy with that performance, especially considering I'm not really good at this snow rally. We're going to get ourselves 14 points for the championship. I actually do not know what those plus points mean. Like, I get 12 points for getting 4th place, but what are those 2 extra points for? I actually don't know. If someone down in the comments could let me know, I would appreciate it. Of course, only the top 10 drivers get points. So Enrico, the Italian there, got himself P10. We get a new level up, which is going to get R&D points for us to develop our team. The reputation, we also increased our reputation with Team Ford, and our team got a boost in morale. We got the short-term objective to not earn a penalty, which he did nicely, so extra 2,000 bucks, and level up to level 5. And we got a new crew member, a physical therapist, and she looks like she's from Cyprus, at least from the flag, it looks like so. It's not the most skilled, only 28 of attributes, but it is what it is. Coming back home, we are going to get a message about the next rally, the Tour de Corsa, the rally of 10,000 corners. Fortunately for us, it is an asphalt rally, which I enjoy much more than the snow. I think it's actually my best kind of rally, the asphalt. We're going to pay 5.5 grand for like the repairs of the car, and we got $14,000 for our 4th place finish in the Swedish rally. Of course, that's the message we missed about the introduction of the Swedish rally. Getting to our crew management, we're going to actually going to the calendar, and as you can see, I was actually in a bit of a stalemate, because I could do training, I could do a manufacturer tryout, but I also wanted to rest my team. So given that in the second day I wouldn't be able to get a manufacturer tryout, I think I'm going to go a manufacturer tryout in the first day, and then going to put my team to rest in the second one. You can see we're going to drive a Skoda and a WRC spec car, and that's going to be at Deutschland, at Germany. So that's also an asphalt rally, and I really do enjoy those. So we could have already unlocked there on the crew side of things. We could have unlocked the engineer, we could have unlocked a financial advisor to give us more cash per event, but we actually complete the meteorologist, so we can get the most accurate, or at least the most amount of information about each stage. Of course, then it depends on the level of skill of the meteorologist in terms of that those forecasts to be accurate or not. So we're going to get our guys to rest. We don't need to get them in for this manufacturer tryout. Of course, they are going to gain a little bit of form, but then only the rest day really allows them to get back up to the maximum of their capabilities. We are going to get some soft asphalt. Of course, no forecast of rain. I was actually surprised. We are going to start the stage right on a hairpin, or at least a very tight left-hander. But yeah, just listen to this. I'm going to shut up a little bit so you guys can listen to the sound of the engine, because this one is a beauty.
And right 4, tighten. And left 3, keep in, 150, narrows. Left 6 long.
Yeah, just take that, just appreciate that sound. It's a very fast section early on. It's a tight one, so you need to be precise. It's the first time I'm driving around here. So yeah, I don't know these tracks, and I actually got scared by that chicane, because I really thought I would have to brake for them, but actually I could have just straight lined that one without any issue. It is what it is. Getting a jump there, which was actually a risk, because that could have been a corner right away and I wouldn't be able to stop on time. So I'm going to get this hairpin. We go on the handbrake too late though, for my liking. Still spectacular. And fortunately for us, we do have that entire stage, which is very long, but we don't have to do it all. We have the distance that we are going to cover in the left hand side, and in the top right we have a countdown again, so we don't actually have to complete the stage. We just have to cover as much distance as possible during the time that's given. So we're going to get ourselves to that left 4, and that crest, really, as you can see, that crest, it was a bit sharper of a transition as I was expecting. The car jumped, and then of course no connection to the ground, I can't steer, and I don't know what happened there, but something just sent me flying. Fortunately I didn't get any damage, as we're getting ourselves right in the middle of the vineyards, I believe these are. And yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Unfortunately I was having fun, but the race, or the event, the time ran out. We still succeeded in the event because we covered over half the distance. I guess that if we got the 100% completed, we would get more experience and we wouldn't lose morale. We also got a bit of reputation within the Skoda team, which is great. As you can see, we are not going yet to the rest, but the team did get a bit of an improvement in form, and we're going to skip the day for the crew to get rested. And we have a new short-term objective, as to not receive more than 1 penalty minute in the next rally, and of course we still have the long-term or the medium-term objective to not use hard compound of tires in 2 rallies in a row. We are going to get ourselves ready for the Rally de Corsa, but that's only going to be for the next episode. As this is it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like button. If you did not, the dislike button is, as always, right beside it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Hit the bell icon for any notifications of whenever we are about to start a live stream or to post a video. Hope to see you guys next time, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.